Well, hey there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in to the next episode of Joe Kelly's Psychedelic Experience. Hey, what's going on with you, my friend? Your old pal Joe here, checking in with you on a motherfucking Monday. How's it going? How's it hanging? How you doing? Hey, listen, I hope you're doing better than you ever thought you possibly could be doing. And if you're not, hey, that's okay. But listen, get your fucking shit together. Nobody has time for your bullshit, especially you. So get your fucking shit together, will you? We're almost halfway through July already. What the fuck are you doing being a goddamn bump on a motherfucking log on a motherfucking Monday? Don't be doing that shit. All right? Get it together. Light a fire under your ass, as they say, you know? But hey, if you're not doing it, it's okay. But get it together, will you? I don't have time for your bullshit, and nor do you, my friends. Hey, real quick, some upcoming shows I got going on for you. July 28th, I will be at a place called Dark Matter in Nashville, Tennessee. Come by that one if you'd like to. Cincinnati, Ohio, August 6th, The Comet. I'll be there as well. I'm also doing a show, I believe, in Lawrenceburg. I think that's in Tennessee on August 5th, Friday, August 5th. I don't have details as to where I'll be just yet, but I'll be out there somewhere. But anyway, joekellycomedy.com will have your comedy news, updates, and everything that is going on with Joe, you'll find there. I do need to get that updated very soon. But anyway, show's coming up. joekellycomedy.com will keep you updated with all those. How was your weekend, my friend? What'd you do? What'd you get into? Were you productive? Did you have some fun? What did you do? I hope you did some great July things, you know? Maybe there was shit you were supposed to be doing in June. You waited too long, you had to do it in July. But listen, once again, I'm doing this on a Monday morning, so I can't promise this will be the most coherent of podcasts, you know? It's early Monday morning. This is what happened, people. I was in Indianapolis this past weekend with my good friend Aaron Weber of the Nate Land podcast. Are you guys familiar with the Nate Land podcast of Nate Bargatze? It's a fucking cat trying to get in my goddamn room. I wish you guys could see this little paws coming under the door. Hey, can you fuck off for a little bit? Thank you. That nice cat that has been making me a pussy, will sometimes it'll come in the morning, right? And check in and say hey to me, kind of like how I do with you fine folks. But if I leave my door shut, the cat still feels like it wants to come check in and say hey in the morning. So it looks like it's done pulling on the door now. But anyway, hey, it's a nice feeling, right? Someone likes you so much they're trying to rip the door off the goddamn hinges. Even if it is just a little kitty cat, it's not going to be able to do it. But hey, that feels pretty good, you know? It's a big obstacle in its way, but it's like, I'm going to tear down this Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this goddamn wall so I could go see my friend Joe this morning. But I think it's fine now. Anyway, I was doing some shows in, where were we at? Indianapolis with my good friend Aaron Weber. Had some great shows. Doing some clean comedy up there, people. Let me tell you, all that bitching I've done for the past 2 weeks about clean comedy ain't no fun and only gay people do clean comedy or whatever it is that I've been saying. Not true. I had a lot of fun. I had to dig deep within my soul to work on some bits, you know? I didn't feel like talking about living in a van anymore. So I had to do some new jokes. And I had to do them while not swearing. And you know what, people? Listen, I don't pat myself on the back a whole lot. But I'll tell you something. Your old pal Joe knocked it out of the fucking park this weekend, okay? Had a great time doing some clean comedy. Had a blast doing it, you know? Got some new stuff, worked even some old stuff, tagged it up with some new, clean, wholesome Christian fucking punchlines, you know what I mean? So, went great. Shows went great. And it was a small room. Helium Comedy Club in Indianapolis has their main room, which I don't know, seats quite a couple hundred, maybe close to three, at least 250 people. I did that room with Big Jay Oakerson last year. But they also have an upstairs room that is a little bit smaller for up and coming comics, if you will. And that's where Aaron and I were. And Aaron sold out both nights. It's only like between 40 and 50 people, maybe 45, you know. So not a huge room, but it was pretty fucking cool, you know? It was fun to see, because once we got into Indianapolis, we got to an Airbnb. Let me tell you about this Airbnb real quick, people. You ever go to stay somewhere and they're like, hey, enjoy your stay. And we go, hey, that sounds like a good idea. And they go, great. By the way, there's not a single blanket in this whole fucking house, just to let you guys know. It's like, oh, okay. No blankets at this Airbnb. Was it terribly cold? No. But let's be honest. It's summertime. You weren't sleeping with a blanket because you're cold. You're doing it because you're comfortable. You're doing it because you're lonely. You're doing it because you're going through a divorce. You're doing it because your parents never loved you. That's why you sleep with a blanket. You know, it's not the warmth issue that I'm trying to deal with. It's the emotional trauma that I need to get through every single night, which is why I keep a blanket on me. You know, it's not that it's cold. I'm not a pussy, okay? I have clothes. If I'm cold, I can sleep in clothes. You know what I can't get rid of? The screaming that goes on in my head that keeps me awake at night. You know? So I need a fucking blanket so I can wrap it in between my legs and feel the comfort of the Lord so I can sleep for a little while. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, people. You know what I mean. You don't sleep with a blanket because you're cold. You do it because no one's ever loved you, and you got to figure out a way to deal with it. And a blanket helps. It's almost as good as a person. It's like those body pillows that ladies love, you know? Ladies who don't need no man, but they certainly need a body pillow just to help them fall asleep. Ladies, get a fucking man, will ya? Get rid of the body pillows. Just get a man. Just change your attitude a little bit, okay? I can't do anything about it. I need the blanket, you know what I mean? Because I'm great. I got a good attitude, you know? The big selling point in staying at the house was the fact that they had blankets. That was the main reason we stayed there. And they also had an entertainment system, or like a projector screen in the basement, which that basement had the most comfortable couches I've ever sat on in my life, but nothing else really worked. There was no coffee, which is not, there's a coffee maker, but no coffee. Had to walk 2 miles to get a cup of coffee on Saturday morning, my friend. Which I didn't, you know me, I didn't mind at all. But I just wish there would have been a blanket. It was tough. I'll be honest with you. It was tough. Just trying to silence the screams that go on. Anyway. What was it? Oh, yeah, that's what I was talking about, the Airbnb. Because we're there, and Aaron's checking on the website for the shows, and we get there. We're there like 5-10 minutes. I'm smoking a spliff. Aaron's smoking a cigarette. And he pulls out his phone and goes, dude, look. And he shows it to me. And this is Friday night. And he goes, dude, the Saturday show's sold out. And he shows it to me. And it's because on the website, it's like his poster with his name. And then there's a thing next to it that says sold out. And he's just like, dude, I've never seen that before. And it was very, very cool. And then like a couple hours later, because the show started at 8, we probably got there around 3:30. So it's probably closer to like 5:36 or something like that. And then the Friday night show ended up selling out too, which was really cool. And I've known Aaron since he started doing comedy. Really, he started after me. Um, Maybe 3 years after me, something like that. And it's just fun to. It's cool seeing good things happen to your buddy. You know, he's always been a very funny dude. Very always been very. He always had a good stage presence. Always been like a good. Always worked hard. Been a good writer. All that shit. So it's fun to see things working out. You know, and he's taking me along for the ride, so that's cool too. But he's a good kid, real good dude, and the shows were great. You know, very pleasant white people were in the crowds. You know what I mean? Good laughers, had so much fun both nights. But yeah, it's really cool to see good shit happening to Aaron Weber. If you ever get a chance to see him, my friend, uh, you should. You should. You know. Yes, it's clean comedy, but listen, guys, it's it's not all. It's not all bad. You know, people assume clean comedy is shitty, and 95% of the time you're right. But there's a couple out there that are pretty good, and Aaron was good. Good all weekend. Great times all around. Uh, Friday after the show, here's something about Indianapolis. Like, even I guess around here now, too. I think this is just a thing. Maybe this is something that happened where you live, too, where everything is just closing at 10 o'clock now. Is that happening in like yours? Not like everything, but like pretty much everything. We couldn't find a gas station after the show. We couldn't find nothing. Aaron wanted to get a beer. I'm like, oh, Aaron, I'd love to get a beer with you. We go by a couple bars by the Airbnb. They're both closed. And it's like, okay, how about we go by a gas station, get a couple cold ones. We just drink them at the Airbnb. Go by 3 different gas stations. They're all closed, you know. Find one that's open. It's probably like 10:45 at this point. We've been driving around for 20, 30 minutes, you know. Airbnb's maybe 10 minutes away from the club. So we've been driving around for at least another 20 minutes looking for somewhere to get something. Get to the gas station. They don't even have beer. They don't sell beer at gas stations in Indianapolis. So I assume that's a statewide thing. But why? That's what I don't understand. All these finicky, weird ass rules that states have, you know. Like some states, you can buy beer at a gas station. You know what I mean? Some gas stations, or you can buy liquor at in some states. You know what I mean? I don't know why we can't have some general. Where's the Roe v. Wade for purchasing alcohol at gas stations? I think that's a good place to start. Why don't we pass some legislation? Some countrywide legislation that says, hey, why don't we just sell booze at the gas stations, you know? I just don't understand why it's like that. Like Indiana's weird. The Midwest is weird. They're just backwards. Or not backwards. I don't want to say that. That's a lazy word to be using. It's just strange. Indiana's like you don't have to wear a motorcycle helmet, but also you know no beer. It's like just let me get a beer at the gas station, will you? If my head's gonna be smeared all over the fucking asphalt, then at least be drunk while it happens, you know. Anyway, maybe your town's different. Maybe you just get booze 24/7. But even here in Nashville, where I'm living now, it's like the fucking McDonald's closes at 10. What the fuck is up with that? That's bizarre. I think it's a sign of things to come, people. I think the world is ended. Walmart's not even open 24 hours a day no more. What the fuck? That used to be what we do in high school on the weekend. You know, couldn't do anything else, couldn't go nowhere. Someone's got a car. It's fucking 12. It's like, hey, you guys want to go walk around Walmart? It's like, fuck yeah, dude. Are our parents there? No, but your grandma might be stocking some shelves, you know? It's like, well, I'll take a chance. We can avoid her. But now everything's just closing early, and everyone's saying it's the COVID, the pandemic had a lot to do with things closing early now. I don't know. Are things closing early where you're from or where you live now? Is it a sign that the world is it's done, right? I just figure if Walmart's closing at midnight, I went by Waffle House on a Friday night after a show a couple weeks ago. I was the only one there. A Friday night, people. What's going on? Are people just coming to their senses and going, you know what? Maybe spending $14 on 2 eggs and a side of potatoes isn't the best idea. We can do this at home. Or am I the only one left? Is everyone still dying from COVID and I'm the only one going to Waffle House on Fridays because I'm the only one left and I just haven't realized it yet? Am I about to wake up and be in some movie where I am the sole survivor? In which case, I'll just break into the fucking McDonald's if I want something, you know? I'm gonna fucking wait for you to open? You think I'm gonna wait? You think I'm gonna fucking wait for a McDonald's to open at 5:30 in the morning when you easily could be open 24 hours a day? I don't think so. You're closing at 10, Mickey D's. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. I'm gonna break it in and I'm gonna get me some fucking shitty, low quality food. All right? I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about at this point. But yeah, great weekend with Aaron. I'm trying to think if there's anything too memorable that happened, and not really. We just had some fun. We hung out. We laughed. Aaron's a pretty mellow dude for the most part. I did witness I think it's some psychopath behavior from him that I'm still trying to, I feel like it just showed me a lot about who Aaron is. It was after the second show. So it was after the show Saturday. He's doing his little meet and greet, selling shirts. I just went and got high, so I'm just standing next to him, smiling, trying to, maybe make some fans get some pussy. You know what I mean? But he's talking to somebody, and a lot of times when you talk to people after a show, not me, I listen to every single word everybody says. But the bigger headliners, the people getting paid the big bucks, they'll be talking to their fans or whatever, and they're not really listening, not paying attention at all. So Aaron's talking to this guy, or this guy's talking to Aaron. Aaron's not really listening. I can tell. I've known him long enough. And he does something. He somehow moves his arm, knocks a water bottle over, an open water bottle. Doesn't have a ton of water in it, but has water in it. Knocks the water bottle over, looks down at it, and then just goes back to not listening to the guy. You know what I mean? He didn't pick it up. He didn't hesitate. And it was just so strange because it wasn't like the guy was saying something so important that you couldn't pick up a water bottle you just spilled. And the truth of the matter is you weren't even listening to him anyway. He was just caught up in being, I don't know, and being the guy after the show that he was like, none of this is even any important. It was just, I don't know if I'm doing it justice or whatever, but I think my friend is a psychopath because he knocked over a water bottle and didn't even acknowledge it, and not because he was doing something more important, but because he was pretending to listen to somebody. I don't know why that's so funny to me. Maybe I'm the only one, but I just find that to be absolutely hilarious. But man, what a fun fucking time. We went down this path of. Have you guys watched this show Alone? I think it's called Alone on Netflix. It's a game show. It's a game show of survival. They drop people off in the woods. I think they get like 10 tools or something like that, and the idea is they're all out there at the same time, so nobody knows how long they have to stay. But the goal is to stay the longest in the wilderness somewhere in Canada, some shit like that, and you get 500 grand. Great show. A lot of fun. You know, I don't watch a lot of TV, but we had some fun watching that. And interesting, you know, interesting show. There was a guy who killed a deer. It's pretty fascinating. He shot it with a bow and then cleaned it and ate it. And they all built like these cool ass little huts. There's a little nerdy girl running by. Sorry. Some girl going on a jog this morning. She ain't got no butt cheeks. Just want to go, hey girl, why don't you maybe take a couple of days off of running until you get some butt cheeks? You know what I mean? You got no cheeks in the back there. What you running for? What you running for? You worried about getting a butt? The fuck? But I really don't know if I have any hot takes on this show. Very fun. It seemed interesting because a lot of people, by like the 40th, 50th day, there was a couple people, one guy in particular, who was like in a metal band or something like that. Looked like he was in a metal band too. Had a bone through the middle of his nose, like he's a, primitive man of some kind. But he just kept talking about wanting to make his one, maybe he had more than one. I don't know. People could do what they want. You can have, listen, if you got two dads, shit, sounds better than fucking a stepdad and I don't know. Could be worse. But he just kept talking about wanting to make his dad proud and his kids proud and all this and that. And, and my thought was maybe like if you're worried about if staying out in the woods for 3 months to win 500 grand isn't all about you. If it's about your parents, it's about making your dad proud and making your kids proud. Maybe get a job. You know what I mean? Maybe get like a job that pays you money. Because let's be honest, 500 grand. You make that in 10 years if you get a fucking job. You know what I mean? He's like, I just want to do it for my kids. I want my kids to be able to look up to their dad. And it's like, well, if that's the case, if that's why you're really out here, if it's not for you to be on TV and be looking cool, maybe go get a fucking job. Maybe cut your hair and get a fucking job instead of shoving a bone through your nose and, plug in your band every time you get a chance to. It's a great show. Let me ask you this. Do you think you would be able to survive in the woods? Huh? If you had like 10 tools, some people had like a bow and arrow, a knife of some kind. Some people were bringing like thread, some shit like that to make fishing nets out of. Worked out well for some people, I know who won, by the way. I'm not going to ruin it for you guys, but I know who won. Great show. Check it out. I think I'd do great. I think part of me is like, because that's what it seemed like with a lot of people who were able to access some kind of food. And I mean, they were starving for sure. There was definitely a lack of calories people were consuming. But a lot of people seemed like it was the mental game that was the toughest to get through, being alone in the woods and wondering about your family and your loved ones and all this and that. And if that's the case, I think I'd be fine. I think they'd drop me out there. I think I'd win the money. And they'd be like, all right, we're going to come get you. And I'd be like, you know what? Why don't you just bring that money to me here and I'll just stay. I think that's what would happen with me. I think I would get so used to the peace and the quiet that it would just be, I think I would just do so good at that. I think I'd be a great survivalist, even though I don't know how. You know what I mean? Can I tie a knot? Not on purpose. Not on purpose, I'll say that. But I can get some pretty good knots from time to time. Do I know Do I know anything about berries and mushrooms? Absolutely not. But I have an iron gut, so I figure I can just consume anything and everything I want to. The fucking guy, the metalhead dude with the bone through his nose. Bro, he just started making some tree tea at one point. I think he was getting a little crazy because there's other guys catching fish. This other guy's shooting a deer with a bow and arrow. This other lady's picking berries and what are the rose tips or something like that. This guy, he just starts shaving bark off a tree and then boiling it. He just made some tree bark tea, and then he didn't feel good. It's just like out of everything. I know you can make like tea out of spruce, like pine needles and shit like that, but this dude was just starting. He got to the point where he was just eating a tree, and he's like, "I think I'm done. I think I got to get out of here after I'm eating the tree." Oh, anyway, great show, great time all around in Indianapolis this weekend, man. So much fun. I had a great time with Aaron for a couple of days. I I don't know what's going on in the news with the world. I don't know if there's anything interesting that happened this past week. I'm trying to think, but it doesn't apparently. And I don't know what this has to do with anything necessarily, but there's a website called 4chan, and I was reading on the drive back yesterday that 4chan, somebody on 4chan came out and said that they hacked Hunter Biden's laptop. So I don't know what any of that means. I don't really want to talk about the fucking news anyway. I don't know what's going on with nothing. I don't think there's anything fun going on for me to talk about. So how about this? How about we get you the animal video clip of the week and get you on your fucking way, my friend? How about that? It's been a light podcast today. Haven't been wanting to talk about too much. Going through a breakup, people. That's what's going on. Okay? Was it a long relationship? No, but it was one. Haven't been in a relationship since 2016. And I was like, hey, let me try this again. And why the fuck would I? So that fell. That's okay. Something I'm still trying to process a little bit, but I'll let you guys know about it next week, maybe. Was seeing a lady I probably had no business seeing, but anyway, that's nor here nor there. Let's get you the animal video clip of the week and get you on your way, my friends. Hope we've had a little bit of fun today. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're taking care of yourself, and I hope your life is filled with wonderful, positive things. And if it's not, fucking start doing it. You better start doing it. Anyway, not a big clip, not a funny clip. Nobody really dies in this. I don't even know what I'm talking about, to be honest. I don't know how much of an input I have on it, but we'll try. We'll try and dig something out of this. You ever seen a bear look in a mirror, huh? You ever seen a big old grizzly bear walking up to a mirror and taking a peek at it and never seen a mirror for the first time? Do you think if you didn't know what a mirror was, if mirrors were not something you were prevalent in your life, and maybe you had maybe there's a path you took to get somewhere every day, you know what I mean? Like a walking path. Maybe you're going to pick some berries, or maybe you're going to the lake to catch some fish. If one day a mirror popped up on that path and you'd never seen one before, you'd never seen yourself before, would you freak the fuck out and attack that mirror? Do you think you would? Even if you didn't have a mirror, I don't know. Do primitive people understand reflections? Because you can look in the water when it's nice and reflective and you can see yourself. But I'm just wondering, if you were just wandering through the woods and you saw a mirror, would you think it was somebody coming at you? I'd say no. I'd like to think that human beings are smarter. But realistically, if you had never seen a mirror before, you might be like, who the fuck is this guy? Because that's what this bear did. And Freaked out, pushed the mirror over. It was funny because it was like the bear saw saw himself in the front of the mirror, and he's like, "Whoa, there's a bear," and then he tried to go around like the back of it, and I think he's like, "Oh, that bear's gone," and then he came back around front. He's motherfucker, and then just knocked it over, you know. But I was just thinking, just made me think, if I had never seen a mirror, if I encountered myself for the first time, would I be scared? Or would I be like, nah, look at that fucking pussy. maybe that'd be the reaction. Maybe not freak out, but it's like, oh, look at this little fucking bitch up here, dude. Look at this bitch coming at me. What you want, little bitch boy? Little bitch boy? You trying to get my fish, little bitch boy? I don't know. That's your animal video clip of the week. Very simple, very easy. No one gets attacked. It's just a bear seeing itself for the first time, and it raised some questions for me. Maybe raise some questions for you. Hey, listen, thanks for checking out the podcast this week, everybody. Hope we had a little bit of fun. JoeKelleyComedy.com for some upcoming shows. I'll be out with Aaron Weber again a little bit later this year. Dark Matter in Nashville, Tennessee is the next upcoming show, and that'll be Thursday, July 28th. That's it. That's all I got for you. Thanks again for checking it out. Hope we had a little bit of fun. Hope you're doing well. I hope all your dreams are coming true. You know? Listen, do me a favor. Do me a fucking favor, if you will. If it's not too much of a big fucking deal. All right? Can I ask a favor of you? Is that something I can do? Is that okay? Are we going to have a fucking problem if I ask you for a little favor here? Do me a favor. Take care of yourself. Take care of somebody else. I'll catch you around real soon. Most likely next Monday. Later. You video having motherfuckers. What's up with you? Huh? What's up? Video, YouTube, the best people ever. Special extra good vibes coming your way this week, okay? No, listen, you guys know I love you. And without you, I'd be nothing. I'd be something. But I wouldn't be what I am now. So thank you for making me the person that I am at this very moment in life. It's been a good journey. I'm happy to be here with you. Get out there and do some fun shit this week, man. Take over the world. Get $1 million and give a little bit to me if you wouldn't mind. Later, guys. Have fun. All right? Okay, good.